Hey everybody, and welcome on back to Minecraft. Today we're back here in the single player world of building with fWhip. I hope y'all are excited for this one. Today we are back in our brand new village project, where in the last episode we came through and built up this awesome first house here, which is now fully equipped with an interior, which we will be taking a look at here very shortly. But in today's episode, what I would like to tackle is this entire front area of our waterfront. I guess that's what we're going to be calling it. This is the waterfront because there's water and we're on the front of the land. I guess that makes sense right here, right? So today I would like to be building up a storage room and going through a lot of different things and just kind of working on like the front area out here and what this might look like in the end. So we've got a little bit of naturalization of the beachfront to do. I want to make this feel more like a sandy beach, merging up into a little bit of a hillscape of sorts, and then into where our village is. I feel like we need to pretty it up a lot. This right here, not so great. But what we have over in this point, using our gray concrete powder as the wall block, is very cool. A lot of people said that we should come back in and use some blackstone in Minecraft 1.16, or that we should test that stuff out, and I think that's a fantastic idea. We'll be looking at that when 1.16 gets here. Any other build ideas you have for 1.16, be sure to let me know. But that being said, I've been extremely busy so far inside of this world since the last episode. This mainly started because the build palette we're using is not something that I typically have a lot of. So I sat here on the edge staring at our house, gathering up a crap ton of white concrete. Then I went over to the mesa, set up our beacon, and just mined out so much terracotta. I had nothing. I was fully out of all of this stuff, so I need to just get as much as I possibly could here so we could even start to tackle these new buildings. All these roofs, like that last one, I was using the reserves of everything I had left that just hadn't been touched. As I mentioned, the interior of this structure is finished up. It looks absolutely awesome. I'm so happy with this one right here. It was really fun to work through this, and I recorded a lot of it through replay mod. But what I want to do here, instead of showing the building process, is talk a little bit about my thought process behind this thing. So let's get into that one. Interiors for me take a lot of planning. So what I like to do first is grab concrete or wool or whatever colored blocks I have on hand and get a basic layout down. Just get some shapes in there, pick a color of concrete and have it symbolize something. And then coming back inside after that, you can start adding in those basic structures and the cabinetry, the tables, the chairs, getting the basic shapes in there of kind of replacing your concrete with the actual blocks you have. And then after you do that, you bring in the rest of the small details. For me, it's like the leaves, the levers, the flower pots, the pressure plates, the added little extra things like paintings and just the carpets and the black screens and all those different things. You just start to add those together. Then I did come up here to that second floor and you employed those same ideas into this one. And then the third floor in the attic, I just want to have a general housing area. So I just kind of threw in a bunch of crates and everything up here and it kind of worked out for it's better. But then finally for that second floor, here's kind of a little bit more of the tour of this one and more black screen. Sorry, replay mod is hard. And then it's just over here, we got a little bit of a bedroom in this back corner, and I think it worked out really well, just kind of using those general planning methods to get a full little house built up for ourselves here. We got a great place to live. And now we are all caught up. I hope you all enjoyed that one. Let me know in the comments below if that made any sense at all, or if there's another way I should look into doing those types of little mini time-lapsey things. And now I'm realizing I forgot some basic diorite on me. But we have all these chickens and we have all the cows, and a lot of people have been leaving a lot of awesome ideas down in the comments, so thank you all so very much for that. One that really recently stuck with me is we don't really have a place for cows anywhere inside of our world, and leather is always a painful thing for me to get. The bookshelves in there are just, that was like I grinded up a bunch of leather wandering around the world saying hello to all these guys and bringing home a bunch of leather and steak. And it didn't work out too well. So should we include like cows somewhere inside of the city? We're going to be doing the big fields and everything around all that side of it, which would be super fun. But let's get into what we're doing today. So we're going to be doing a big old storage room out here, right? And what I wanted to do for our storage room was kind of create a big L shape. Yeah, L shape can work right here. Or sorry, a big U shape. So we're going to have this kind of going along here with stone and then coming back out that way. We're going to have a bit of a tower on the back corner. And then out on the front, we're going to have kind of a wooden part jutting out the end of it, which I think is going to be really cool. Where you are using the base of this one is going to be a lot of these little blocks right here. And it might be actually easier for us to get the base done. So we're going to have it coming out. Let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can do this guy. That should be enough. 5 wide inside of it should be good for us. I don't want to make this structure too big. And then we could bring you out 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And then right here was where we would be bringing in the andesite. We can reveal our basement, which I do want to say, I also tried to mob proof it and I didn't die. I'm pretty proud of myself on that one. I think I deserve a pat on the back for that. But anyways, over here we've got this little bit of a structure right here, right? This thing would be a little boring if we left it as is. So I want to strip these logs down and make them a little bit brighter. And once we get like all the white concrete and everything along these sides, this andesite is just kind of our placeholders for now. And then also back here, I was thinking we could bring ourselves back 2 blocks right like this. And then we're probably going to eat up 2 blocks of space worth in this corner. And then do something that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'd have to bring ourselves right back to here. So it'd be a very, very skinny little walkway to get through. But I'm hoping this comes out to be about 5 by 5. It does perfectly. Okay, so we're going to have a bit of a second floor tower right here, which will be how you get into the second floor. We'll have a small little attic area that you can get to back here. Let me get a few of these walls in place and give you all a better idea of what I'm thinking about. I know it's probably a little hectic right now looking at all this stuff, but it should be a good one. We've got the basic walls in and I got a floor in so far, and this is what we have so far. I think it'll be pretty good. I want to clean up this alleyway of sorts and have something. I think there's a block in there. There is. And then we can bring it out into like a back garden here, or at least connect the roads up. And I was envisioning another building kind of stretching right along here. I think in the next episode, we're actually going to redo the plan that we did with all that concrete powder and everything like that, and bring in something a little bit more concrete, I guess. Solidified might be a better term to use there instead of the block that we were just talking about. But I need to get a little bit more spruce wood action on me, and I want to show you all what we're going to be doing for the front face of this thing. Okay, we might be jumping into a little third-person mode here and just doing this whole thing from above, but there's a lot of different elements to this one that I want to slowly introduce to y'all here. First and foremost, we're going to be having a lot of interesting roof shapes. This one being right here is actually, it's going to have its own little roof on this backside. We're actually going to be having multiple shapes to this one, so this one should be a little interesting back here. I think this will work out fine. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 would be one too many, so we actually need to have it starting right here. It's going to be a bunch of different ones that merge into each other. I think it'll be really cool in the end. So this end guy right here is just going to be all of these stairs coming up here together, right like that. And then we can just bring it right back here and meet this up into the center as well. Should be good. And just throwing our little stair guy right in here, having that thing stick out the end, right like that. Then the front point over here, I have actually modified our design here just ever so slightly to where it's 3, then 5, and then 3. And that's going to help us achieve the goal that I'm going for here. But first and foremost, let's just get these ones over here on the side done. And this actually, I believe, is going to be a little bit of a weird roof coming up right like here and then just kind of hiding off into its own corner. Right like that into where our larger structure will be. But these front ones are going to be really fun because we're going to be using a lot of different shapes inside of these. And so we're going to be bringing up, spiking them up too tall, right like this. And then we can just do another one right in here. And that should be okay. Do we want to do 2 or do we want, yeah, let's stick with 2 for now. We'll see how this works out in the end. And then we go 1 and 2. And then we do our little bit of our stair action here, doing another one. And then we peek this off just as we normally would, and bring that all the way out to a close. Then if we come over to this other side and do this other corner one, we're going to be purposely leaving that middle section empty, because what I actually want to achieve here is I want to make it look like the roof is coming down in the center instead of just having another peaky roof on it. Another point right here, like we're going to have these windows. I don't want to have that. I want to have it really, really coming down and showing a lot more of the color that we have, because we're using such colorful terracotta inside of here. I think it'll make a lot more sense to have that all kind of coming down in its own. That being said, though, I know that was a lot of weird, interesting things that I'm probably talking about here. So I think it might be easiest if I actually just speed this one up for ourselves here. And this roof, actually, we might need to peek up this end one. Now that I'm looking at it, I think we probably want to peek up this end staircase thing here. So let me fix this all up, time lapse it out, and I'll show you all the end product. Actually, you'll see it being created right here. Okay, hope you all enjoyed the time lapse. I have been busy fWhip working on this structure some more because after the time lapse finished, I was like, I want to keep moving us forwards here. And I'm realizing now I forgot to put some fence posts right on the tippity top of that one, but the tower's finished up for the most part. I'm still going to be coming back in, and I think I'm going to use some, actually I kind of want to use some oak wood. Let's go get some here real fast. I want to use some oak stairs over there just to get some more detail thrown in. Do we have any? Looks like that's a no-go on any oak stairs over there, but I do have this thing on me here, so we can do this. But I want to move us beyond the building phase of the house for this episode because there's a lot of things left that I would like to do. Can we be a Minecraft professional right here? Nice, nailed it. Now we just gotta do this on all the different sides. I didn't want to bring leaves all the way up on this thing because we can kind of have some, oh, I don't have any on me anymore, but we can kind of have them working along the base of the building, and I want to put some flower pots up there, but I think I'll put some of those on every single one of the sides just as a quick example of what'll be over there. But I also need to finish off the interior of this one, but I think that tower complements it well because it's broken up and it's different, and it's a totally different tower shape than we have elsewhere. And what we're going to do is throw those fences on top of it to get that working out. Can we be a professional here again? This one's a little bit more close enough, right? So we can do this, and bam, bam, and I'm thinking a 3 I'll be good on that because that's a 2, so you don't want it to just be another 2. It would feel a little awkward. So doing a 3 should make it be totally fine here. And I think that is working really well for our village, getting a second structure in here. Let me finish up the interior of this one, and then we're going to be working on detailing this front part out here. Recently, I was actually over on my Patreon server. We did a little bit of a plot building competition over there that was super fun. I was one of the judges for it, so I didn't build in it, but looking at everybody's plots was absolutely awesome. The plot that I'm taking a little bit of inspiration from was by Karen20 over there. They did an awesome little waterside area that was just so cool, of just a shoreline, and I want to take some inspiration from that. So I really want to get this thing finished up here so we can actually get to working on this today, because I think we'll take a few hours to get that thing right. I finished up the building up there and decided to come down here and start clearing out this area a little bit. Before we tackle too much further down here, let's at least take a look up above. I've got some cool ideas for this spot down here. It's going to mostly be a large sandy beach with a lot of rocks down at the base, trying to make it look like some dead coral or something like that, which I might go farm up some of those blocks. Hello. Over here, we've got this whole storage room set up. This thing is pretty good to go right now. We're going to be able to do a lot in here. It's a little cramped, but this is mostly the for show storage room. What I'm going to do inside of here is fill this up with all my shulker boxes, and just use this inside of that place as the shulker box storage instead of, hopefully, we can get away from Shulker Hill. But coming down here, this water area was actually naturally here. It actually goes a little bit further underground. It's one of those just plains bound pondy things. And what I want to do was actually make it like cut out a lot of this area, bring in some andesite, some stone, some mossy cobble, and all that type of stuff, and kind of start to clean up the edges of the spot and tweak it and bring in some waterways and kind of create a few little pools of tide pools and stuff like that. So maybe they can come in right over here. We'll have a few rocky bits right around the edge of this one. I kind of want to smooth it out. I'll see how much time I want to spend on this, but I would love to smooth this out a little bit further. That's a pretty big cliff. How far down does this come? Water level's what, 62? What are we at when we're all the way down here? We're at 32. There is no freaking way. Wait, does this ravine go all the way? No, it's close. This ravine is almost down to diamond level. What? We're down at 19. Can you get diamonds on 19? I can never remember. That looks really cool from down here, though. Look at that. That's absolutely awesome. Okay, let me spend a little bit of time working on this one, because I think this might be one of those builds that I just need to work through. I don't think it's going to be one of those ones that I can really do while chatting with you all and kind of bringing y'all in. I think I need to just get a section of it done, and then I'll be able to show y'all and kind of talk about what's going on. Why to do that with all of it, because it's a new style for me. So I want to bring like these rocks in along this area right here and kind of bring that back in. Maybe we'll have a little bit of the retaining wall we have near the bridge, but I think I'll work on bringing that stuff in all the way over here. It's going to come up to the very edge of where we're going to have this water mill right here. We might actually move this guy down a little bit for now, but I'll leave it to that point for now, because I just want to kind of shadow or showcase off the rest of this build with some finished terraforming stuff. But let me get some work done on this, and then I'll bring y'all back in when I feel like it's ready. At this point, I'm not really too sure how long it's been since we've last talked because I took a break. I was struggling with this one, even with having a reference of sorts to go with. I was like, yeah, I need a little bit of a mental break over here. But we've got this cliff face in along the back and this big old sandy beachy area out in the front with apparently it auto farms ink for us, which is fantastic. Up here, I've got this little bit of like a dirt area kind of jutting itself out. I do want to pepper in a little bit more sand so it's not just this harsh line throughout here. So I was thinking about we could come in and bring a little bit of sand in right back in here, maybe a little bit like this. I want to add in some dead bushes and maybe some coral actually throughout this area here too. I don't know how much I want to do. I do want to come down to this spot and add in some sandstone. I haven't got much yet on me because I've been replacing all the sand I've been farming and I haven't went back over to get it, but I want to use some sandstone slabs and whatnot to mix this up and then mix a little bit into the area down here. And we'll see what we can go with. Before I add in any of the coral, I want y'all to let me know in the comments below. Do we add in coral and make this bright and colorful and shiny all over the place? Or do we leave it kind of just this drier area? Maybe just a dead bush or two and a dried coral or two. Let me know in the comments below what y'all want to be seeing with this one. I'm very open on this idea still. I'm still working through a lot of it. And we're just going to experiment with it a little bit further today. I have been leaning towards wanting to start including some other types of trees instead of just these guys. And I guess that's kind of it. And then that oak tree that we had way back in the original test area for the terrain, and now we're kind of working on the coastal test area. So much testing, all of this testing. This area right here needs to be tweaked a little bit, but this is kind of the process that I've been going through. It's been good. It's been a lot of fun. I've been working through a bunch of it, as you all can tell here. But I need a little bit more time. So I'll let y'all know when I've got another update to share with y'all on this one. But the goal is today is to have this entire thing throughout here detailed. I would love to have this whole strip so we can kind of be viewing our brand new storage room with a completed front area. I think that's going to be really, really cool. And then there's that. Again, big shout out here to Karen for the ideas for what I was doing down here. This one is turning out absolutely awesome. I think it's really, really cool so far. What do I have on me that we could use? We need to go get a little bit more cobblestone. I want to replace these right here with some cobblestone, but we can do that in just a second. This is the idea of what I was trying to convey down here. I really like it. So we kind of get these flatter areas using some of the sandstone slabs, making these like tide flats of sorts down in this lower edge. I think it's really cool instead of just having the regular sandy beach or dirt grassy stuff going down to the water edge. So we've got it kind of reserved back up there into the hill. Everything like that. It looks really cool from down here in first person, especially being able to explore around it. But even from up above, it stands out as something unique, and I absolutely love that. So let me know what y'all think about that one. Big shout outs and thank yous to Karen again for this one right here. I think I'm going to throw a tree up here or maybe do like a little bit of like a rose garden of sorts right along the edge there. Actually, you know what? Let's turn that into like a little crop area. No, crops wouldn't work. I don't really know what I'm going to do up there. Maybe just a small area where you can sit out and look in the ocean? I'd originally meant to... No, that's right. I'd meant to bring a small dock down into that area. A small little pathway to a wooden dock. That's what I was going to do. I had an idea. My fWhip's brain is just running a little slow here today, folks. I've been at this one for a little too long. Yeah. But we'll get through it. We're getting there. Let me get a little bit of a dock kind of, I think it'll be a little wooden boardwalk thing coming down here and then stretching across this way. And then maybe I'll do a small little boat for that. And we'll throw trees in here somewhere. And one final addition for today is this somewhat of a redwood tree is what I'm calling it. Somebody left a comment below in the last episode and said I needed to try and come up with a redwood tree design. And they recommended using stripped jungle logs and spruce leaves. So I tried that. And I kind of like it. I think it was cool, and I'm so sorry. I went to try and find that comment, and I cannot find it anywhere. So if it was you, please let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to be able to give you a shout out for that one. But anyways, we've got this tree over here. I think it's pretty sweet. I like it a lot. I think it works out pretty well for the whole area. Oh, and everything else is done too. I forgot to show y'all that. We got a boat. We've got a seating area. I did both, right? I know, but I think that tree really helps balance everything out as far as this area goes. So I'd love to start dotting a few more of those in there. Then we'll have that type of oak tree over there. And we got this little guy to cover some smaller areas. I think that's going to be absolutely perfect for everything we have going on in here. Speaking of which, this build is looking so cool so far, especially with these shaders on. I'm absolutely loving it right now. But let's take one last little tour. I didn't touch up too much of this area down below besides adding in a few little things and stuff along these areas. Maybe we can do something like this, and we can do a little like right there. I really don't like that being that way. Can we get you and put that back? That'll be much better. And over here is just kind of a general seating area. We've just got some benches that we have our brown beds retextured to look like a bench. I feel like I need to comment that or make that comment every single time, because there's always at least 3 or 4 comments down below of, oh my god, how do you have a bench in Minecraft? But yeah, so that's where that one comes from. And then right over here, we kind of lead this down. I tried to make it different than our terraforming coarse dirt to our path coarse dirt. Very different. Terraforming. Pathway. Totally different blocks by adding in our brown concrete powder. So that kind of brings you down here. Just a simple walkway to get down to this guy. Very, very basic boat. Not too much going along with it. I want a very small one. This would be a local fishing boat of sorts. Something that probably would not make it very far out into the future. Also, loving that we can see the castle from here. It just makes me want to go back and work on that one some more. Keep commenting. Keep commenting. All of you that say I need to do the interior of it. Keep it coming. We'll get there eventually. Keep those comments coming. Ignore me trying to get free comments on my video, but coming back up here, this whole thing's done. That whole area is done. Added in some flowers throughout here. Just did some azure bluets on this one because I need to make a flower farm, folks. We've got to go make a flower farm here soon if we're using this many inside of this build. I am running low on the ones that I like to use, and all I've left is poppies and dandelions, and it's really not that fun. We're almost out of cornflowers. We're almost out of azure bluets, and we're really running dry here. But anyways, everybody, that's going to have to do it for today's episode. Thank you all so very much for all the kind words and everything like that over these last few episodes for this project here. Let me know what y'all would like to be seeing moving forwards. What should we focus on? Should we go for the watermill next? Should we start? Oh, no, we're going to be planning out a lot of the new area in the next one, or replanning this base. But should we do the watermill or should we focus on another building? I want to do one building inside this place for each villager profession is kind of another goal that I have. So I know we have kind of a generic house and we have a storage room right now. Next episode, I'm hoping we can start diving into the plan and then start working on those villager profession houses and things like that. Probably not going to bring villagers into here, but I want to have this whole place. Like every village should have a blacksmith, should have some type of like a farming stables of sorts and all those things, but that's me blabbing on here. We'll get into that stuff in the next episode. Please be sure to hit that like button down below if y'all did enjoy today's episode. Click that subscribe button if you're brand new, and I will catch you on the fWhip side. Look at this Shulker Tower. Nice.